Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 22 of my 6-player free-for-all Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 5 Emperor AI that are each on their own separate team, and I'm playing as the Orc Warlord, Crognash the Brutal. In our last episode, we've been continuing our trek to the west, and we've got evidence now of a city here that might belong to one of our 3 remaining undiscovered opponents. So we're really trying to push further west here with our kind of main forces, and we've got a number of different armies that are all kind of heading to the west. So we're going to continue to do that this episode and try to find out what it is that we're up against for the remainder of this game. Now, before I dive into this episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shoutouts to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the last episode. The first of those set of comments is from Casper Eklund. And Casper pointed out that a few episodes ago, I had considered building a Spring of Life in the city of Srock, and then I had kind of hemmed and hawed and decided not to do it. Or excuse me, a Stables of Vigor, which is the product of having a Spring of Life in your domain. And I had sort of hemmed and hawed over it and decided against it. But lately, I've been using Srock to produce mounted archers. And mounted archers, as they are a mounted unit, they do benefit from that upgrade. And again, Casper is basically suggesting that I build this to augment my my mounted archers. And the reason being that mounted archers actually benefit from Stables of Vigor substantially more than Manticore Riders do. So in a previous episode, probably about 6 or 7 episodes back, I had thought about making a Stables of Vigor for my Manticore Riders, but kind of decided that it's really not worth it necessarily because free movement, fast healing, high morale. I've already got really high morale. My Manticore Riders already have free movement, essentially, as they're a flying unit. And fast healing, although beneficial, really isn't that big of a difference. But in this case, for my Goblin mounted archers here, I think that would actually be really nice. So I am going to build this here in the city of Srock. And that will hopefully make my mounted archers that come out of here a little bit better. So big thank you to Casper for that comment. Casper also pointed out here, if we jump over, there were a number right here. There's a number of heart structures all in kind of a nice little triangle here. You can see we've got a Heart of the Glades, and a Heart of the Glades. So you can see we've actually got these 3 heart structures all very close together. And Casper pointed out that it would be great to obviously get control of these and have them within my domain. And he suggested that I could either build like a city kind of right where Urkan is potentially, or alternatively I could try and get control of whatever city is right here in the mist, and then expand the city to at least encompass these 2. I think once it grows, it would encompass these. It would also encompass the Ziggurat, which would be fantastic. And then this one I could maybe build like a fort right here or something. But in any case, it would be ideal for me to get control of these, as they would add casting points to my my pool here, which would make a big difference as I'm now trying to summon Bone Dragons. So, great suggestion there from Casper. Really good eyes there, as I had pointed these out, but I hadn't really considered the fact that they're all right together and would be prime opportunity there to try and increase my casting points if I can get them in my domain. The next set of comments comes from Ivan Engel. And Ivan left a really detailed set of comments on the last episode. I'd recommend that you check it out, as he's got a ton of detail in there regarding sort of bigger picture Age of Wonders content in terms of making decisions about how you set up your games and kind of the way to increase difficulty if you're finding that the game is a little bit too easy for you and things like that. So go and check out his comment. The thing that I want to mention here for this episode, Ivan suggested that what I could have done is... or something that I guess I did that he maybe wouldn't have done himself. I can't remember exactly where it happened, but I brought... I think it was right here. I brought a bard. I had used Hininia, I believe. Yeah, Hininia's down here. I'd used Hininia to get control of a bard. I believe I used Convert. And that bard is one of the racial units that obviously I don't... Or excuse me, a class-based unit that I don't actually have access to. I think it's a rogue unit. And as such, something I'm not really going to get very many opportunities to have. And since it's a unit... Sorry, I'm just trying to find that tunnel again. Right here. Since it's a unit that has Convert, it's actually very, very powerful. And Ivan suggested that I maybe shouldn't have sacrificed the unit in the way I did as kind of a scout. And I think he makes a good point there. My reasoning was I did really want to see what was up above ground in case I wanted to send Hininia up through that tunnel. And then also I figured that because Hininia already has Convert, it wasn't really going to make a huge difference having another unit that has Convert as well. But again, I think Ivan's point is absolutely valid. So big thank you to Casper Eklund and Ivan Engel for their excellent comments. All right, let's dive in here. As again, we've still got quite a bit of work cut out for us as we want to keep pushing west. And we want to see what we can find. So we have Dominus here with full movement points. So let's mobilize Dominus here, and we can actually head over and try for some of these undead here. We can maybe try and use Control Undead on the Wraith King unit here. That would be kind of nice. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring this stack over as well, just so that we have some extra protection in case things go real nasty here. I think we'll be just fine, but never hurts to bring in some backup. Okay, and as I said, my goal this battle here is going to be to try to get control of that Wraith King using Control Undead. So to do that, I'm definitely going to have to take advantage of my Blight Elemental and Weaken, which I'm going to throw on that Wraith King for sure once I... Oh, nice. We can get the kill there with our Reanimator, who actually did get a level up. Very nice for him. Alright, fantastic. So there's some Lost Souls taken care of. We can use our Shadow Demon Bombard here, which was one of these larvae evolved into it. Pretty cool unit here. Can do some big damage to the Banshee. Nice critical as well. And then we can actually send our Naga Guardian in like this to do a flanking hit. And then we can kind of do a little bit of maybe funny business here where we can... Oof. Geez, that Banshee's going to do a lot of damage if it gets a hit on us there. So I think maybe what we'll do is we'll go in like this. Ooh, that's not a flanking hit. I thought that was. This will be. And then we can do another flanking hit like this. There we go. Unfortunately, that's about as good as it's going to get over there in terms of damage that we can do on that side of things. However, we could charge right in and go after the Carrion Bird, which I would like to do. So let's do that. Go after the Carrion Bird here. Do some pretty big damage, actually. There we go. And then what I'd like to do is step up with my Blight Elemental. My only concern is that this dragon may come after my Reanimator, but I don't think he'll be able to get in there. I just saw the movement. I don't think he can get that far in. So, yeah, he wouldn't be able to fly in. He could use his gas breath, but they're undead, so I'm not concerned about that. It would be ideal to be able to kill off the Carrion Bird. However, I don't know if it's worth me kind of getting right up in there to do it. We'll do it. I think Dominus will be okay. And then we'll send this larva over. Unfortunately, I think this Banshee's probably going to kill off one of my Shadow Demons there. Yeah. It's too bad I wasn't able to kill off the Banshee while I had the chance. However, we might be able to get ourselves to gold medal, and there we are. So we did get a promotion with that Shadow Demon larva. Alright, now, let's see. What are our odds? We've got a 56% chance of converting this Wraith King. Let's try it. Oh, and we didn't quite get it. Jeez, it's always such a kind of hold your breath moment. You're really hoping you get it, and then sometimes you just don't get so lucky. So we'll have to finish that unit off now. And to do that, I think we'll bring in the Blight Elemental like this. There we go. We can light up this Bone Dragon a little bit more, and unfortunately, looks like we are panicked, which isn't good. Jeez, this is getting a little ugly for me here. Okay, we'll bring our Bombard over. I don't know if it's going to be in range here. Yes, it is. Okay, we can do a tiny bit more damage there. Jeez, this wasn't my swiftest battle here. I'm taking a lot of unnecessary damage. Fortunately, nothing I can't recover from, but... Okay, let's do some big damage here. Very, very nice. And then, yeah, unfortunately, we can't dominate undead, so that's not going to really be of any use for us. But we can jump in and throw a nice heal on our units. I think we'll use our Blight Elemental to finish off the Lost Souls here. And then we can use our Flyer to move in and kill off the dragon. So yeah, not my swiftest battle there, but we got it done. We did lose a Shadow Demon Larva, however... We did get ourselves a second Bombard as we had that one larva evolve. So, all in all, not a terrible outcome for us. Now, I suppose we can just kind of keep on moving over here. There's the structure that was spawning those undead. So we can try for another Wraith King, perhaps. And we can move to clear this structure out. Shrine to the Earthen Mother. Visiting units will like blighted and subterranean terrain and have 60% blight protection and cave crawling for 8 turns and guard break for their next battle. I was just trying to decide if it's worth having my units actually go grab the benefit. And I guess we might as well. Why not? Otherwise, I would have just sent a single unit in to engage the battle. That stoning just kind of smacked the heck out of my reanimators there, as you can see. Boy, they took a hefty bit of damage there. We're going to have to recover that. There we go. And our big beetles are in really, really rough shape, so we got to drop a nice big heal on them. There we go. Now let's see if we can start doing some damage here. Okay, there we go. Move in and kill off the boar. Fantastic. And I think we're actually going to step up here and kind of guard our big beetle a little bit. Although I think, yeah, we'll put our big beetle like this. Oh, geez, that stoning going after my reanimators there. Okay, so my Revenant Casters can just attack the boars and get the kill there. The Ogre, I'm actually going to go for a Dominate, I think. We got a 75% chance. That's pretty solid. I could throw a Weaken on, but I think I'm going to just try it without that. Nice, we got it. Okay. Fantastic. So now we can step up, kill that boar off. Now it's just this Butcher over here who needs to be eliminated. We can do that here with our Light Elemental. Alright, fantastic. We got ourselves a tier 3 unit here. Very decent melee unit. Ogre. I'll take that. And then we can step up on the road, and then next turn we'll clear this out. And we're just going to keep pushing west kind of as far as we can. Meanwhile, we'll move this unit up. We can add the Ogre into this stack. I think that would probably be a wise choice there. We had a couple of other things happen here. We had some other units end up being finished being produced. So we'll move up here, and we're kind of just building ourselves a weird little stack up here, which we're sort of just taking care of. I think what we'll do is we'll engage this battle here. We'll do it in auto combat. Yeah, nobody died, so we're okay. This one Magical Rider did take quite a bit of damage. Bracelet of Blight, Blight Concealment, don't really need it. We'll sell that for gold. And now, it would be great to have a healing option in this stack, but this would be a relatively easy battle. We could probably do that one manually, perhaps next turn. So I think we'll wait. I want one more unit in the stack before I go nuts with that. So let's jump over here. Now we do have this stack, which I've been using kind of on the westernmost portion of the southern chunk of the map here. I could go clear out the foundry and then make my way in, or I could just go straight in for the city. I think maybe I'll go for the foundry first, and I think I can still, yeah, I can still get in there. So let's clear out the foundry while we're here. Ooh, we got some flame tanks. This will actually be a reasonably difficult battle. So let's take care of those if we can. So the name of the game here is we don't want to group up and get blasted by the fire attack. And we also don't want to get killed by the explosions that result from those flame tanks when they die. This is actually going to be a very, very challenging battle when I think about it. Oh my goodness, okay. Especially our orcs are going to be really kind of susceptible to that fire damage just because of their decreased resistance. Let's see, are they going to move up on us? They are not. We're going to have to kind of entice them to come after us here a little bit. Okay, we're really going to kind of spread ourselves out. I suspect this unit's going to just get roasted here in the middle. There's some... Oof, you can see how much damage that does. Boy, oh boy. My pikemen just about are dead. I'm going to have to run them away or else they're going to go down. Yikes. That's pretty scary. I think what we might do is actually throw Phoenix Warrior on somebody here. Maybe we'll throw it on one of our Manticore Riders who we're going to just kind of send in there. Yeah, let's do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send this Manticore Rider in like this. Just have him kind of get real aggressive on it. Meanwhile, we'll retreat this Phalanx back as far as he can go. Don't really want him getting in any real danger. And then meanwhile, we can send this Manticore Rider in like this. Perhaps we could kill the... Yeah, let's kill the Flame Tank. There we go. So you can see there that explosive death is really dangerous for us. We don't want to get too much of that our way. Attack the Musketeers. Yeah, and that flame tank really isn't going to take a ton of damage from us here, so we can get a nice devastating charge at least. There we go. Meanwhile, this Phalanx could, I guess, step up like this. Boy, I don't know how this might not end well for us here. Let's see. Ouch. Okay, thankfully, we tanked most of the damage there, no real problem. Our Knight is in kind of rough shape, however. So we might need to actually kind of retreat him out of there. Maybe we bring him around like this. You know what? That's what we'll do. We'll do a devastating charge like this. And that way we can then move in and get the finish with our Orc Phalanx, hopefully. Yep, there we go. And that way our Knight didn't take any damage from that. And now we've just got to deal with this Flame Tank over here. So we'll get the kill. Yeah, no problem. And then we can finish off... Ooh, that Engineer is actually still going to be around because we can't get rid of him. So we'll move up. He won't be able to do enough damage to be of any real consequence. I shouldn't have maybe grouped up like that, but that's okay. We'll step in like this for a flank here. Get the kill. A little bit of lifesteal. Boy, we took a lot of damage in that fight, but we were able to do it without losing anybody, so all things considered, not the end of the world. We have a jewel item here. I don't think all my heroes have jewel items currently, so I will take that reward. And let's jump around to my heroes real quick. I know at least one of them was lacking. Might have been Haninia that didn't have all the jewel items filled. Yeah, there we go. So, ooh, we do have this choker that's going to be there soon, though. So I guess she does have all her jewel items. However, Trugruk doesn't have one here, although he already has this, this arm cuff of the Spirit Slayer. So maybe we should juggle our items around a little bit. Yeah, this Jewel of Forgotten Revival really isn't doing much for me. Extra regeneration, like, not bad, but I really don't need it necessarily, so maybe we'll send this off to Crognash. This item that we've picked up. Yeah, let's send that to Crognash for now. Okay. So now we can move in and hopefully just reclaim this undead-controlled city that was taken from us by those pesky undead. So we can just kill off these lost souls and reclaim what used to be ours. So we don't really have to be too cautious in this battle, obviously, as we've got overwhelming force. Try to avoid taking any unnecessary damage if we can. Might have to let one of my units kind of just be the not the sacrifice, I should say, but let them kind of take some damage, and then everybody else can jump in. Okay, I thought they'd maybe come out and attack me, but no such luck, so instead we'll move in and just get the kill that way. And then we can throw on a war cry. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough, unfortunately. Ooh, but with the critical it was. Fantastic. There we go. Not quite enough to get in there. So we'll take a little bit more damage, but... City is now cleared out and back in our control. City of Lilac. We hadn't really developed it a ton, but it is nice to just have it back in our control. I think we'll do an observatory, and the reason for that is because we want to expand our borders here. And if we can expand our borders, we'll get the Foundry, and then shortly after that, we'll get the Lost Library, both of which we've cleared out. So it would be great to get control of those here. You know what? I'm going to wait a turn before I try to engage these wisps, just because my units are a little bit worse for wear, so a little extra healing over the turn here will be of benefit for me. And Carbonok, we've been just producing Phalanx units, which we're not going to stop doing. Send this guy up to join here. And I had these units over here. This guy over here was coming up to help out with this stack, so we'll move up there. And we'll keep Carbonok doing the exact same thing as we've got that Pillar of the Stylites benefiting our produced pikemen there. Over to Toldran now. Again, we're going to keep going with Manticore Riders because that is a single turn event there for us, which is excellent. And in Parab, we're going to keep making Phalanx who have greater lifesteal. Let's go up to Nundioth here. We're starting to kind of run low on gold, so let's see if maybe anybody else can move and maybe get us some extra gold before we end our turn here. We've already moved Haninia. We've already moved Trugruk. Might be kind of everybody. Oh, and we do have this stack in the Shadow Realm. I almost forgot about them. So they went through a Shadow Gate located right here outside of Srock. So let's jump back here. And let's see what we could do with them. So we could go and clear out this ancient ruin, because why not? Kind of in the area. This will be a good fight for us. Unfortunately, we will be affected by Mass Curse. However, I think we're in a good position here to be able to take out these trolls without a ton of trouble. We will have to be kind of careful, especially if we get webbed. That's going to be not very nice. And because we're cursed, you can see here our resistance is actually quite low, which means we're going to be fairly susceptible to getting webbed. So we're going to have to watch out for that, because that would be not very nice if it happens to us. Try and curse a troll here. Okay, so those dread spider babies are the thing I'm, in many ways, the thing I'm the most afraid of. Now, the trolls have regrowth, so I don't want to waste my time doing a ton of damage to them without really getting anything for it. Okay, we'll go over here and just attack the ward, get that out of the way. Now we can kind of plug up this middle spot here, maybe like this. This Phalanx can kind of guard this side as well. And then our archers can move up here and try to help out a little bit. We'll attack the spiders a little bit. And then our Revenant Caster can do the same thing on this side here with this spider baby. My big worry is that this Phalanx is going to get webbed. Oh, or over there. Okay, well, at least we resisted one out of the two. Yeah, and that troll wants to come over and finish me off over there, as you can see. Alright, that takes care of that at least. Go over like this. Throw a sprint on. Fortunately, this troll is going to just lay into our Phalanx here. We really don't want to happen. Yeah, we're not going to really be able to get over there to do anything about it, unfortunately, just yet. Okay, there we go. And then we will... I think we'll just maybe put ourselves in defense mode over here. Come over to kind of back us up. Alright, let's see what happens here. I suspect we're going to get... Oof, yeah, that wasn't fun. Still alive, however, so I think we're going to be able to... Yeah, we can do some fairly major damage with our mounted archer here, as you can see. And if we step up with our caster, quite a lot of damage there as well. And then what if we were to come around and do a nice flank hit? That's not going to get the kill, but if we step up, maybe with a sprint? What kind of damage do we do with our arrows? We'll probably get the kill here. Yes, very, very nice. Okay, so we managed to save our webbed unit. Thank goodness. And then we can get the finish here with this phalanx. And thanks to that lifesteal, we really didn't take any damage at all. So, pretty nice outing, although we did take some damage with this phalanx, but the rest of our units did pretty well. A bleak warg, some gold, and some knowledge. I'll take this for the knowledge. I don't necessarily need that mount, although. But... So let's just take a quick peek at our heroes and see if any of them do require a mount. I think they all have pretty good mounts. We've got a good one, Big Beetle here for Crognash. We've got ourselves a Frost Wyvern for Dominus, which is great. Really nice Vampire Spider for Urkan. And a Blight Tusk Boar, soon to be replaced probably by, I believe this is a Bone Wyvern egg. So... I mean, really, we're in good shape for mounts. I don't have to worry about that. So I think what we'll do is we'll send that mount over and have it just be sold off, effectively. Send it to whoever's closest. We can send it to Trugrok, and then we can just sell it off, basically. Now, unfortunately, it looks like this is an island that might kind of be a dead end, so... We may actually have to go back through, as this maybe doesn't really take us anywhere we want to go. Don't know if there's really anybody else I can still move. Let's just jump around to our units real quick here. Okay, we did have these units who were kind of coming to reinforce us, and I believe Crognash still has to go. Yes, he does. Okay. So we'll head over and we can clear out this tomb. Tomb of Les the Almighty. We'll do this one. I want to do this one manually because I just want to make sure that we don't... Nothing funny happens here. Okay, we'll use our Shadow Demon Lord and our King Shock Serpent up front here. We do have to watch out for the Shadow Step ability of these Deathbringers. So that can be kind of nasty to have to contend with, but I think we'll be just fine here. Our units are very, very powerful, so I'm not really all that concerned. So there's that Shadow Step really coming into play, as you can see. Let's see what kind of attacks do we have for Throw Blades. Ooh, that does a lot of damage. Let's do that. Fantastic. Step up here and do some massive damage thanks to that conjunction in the House of Yaka. That's really making a big difference in terms of damage output when you have fire damage. Kill off that Deathbringer. And then, yeah, it doesn't look like we can consume undead corpses. Yeah, the remains of machine, elemental, and undead units cannot be targeted. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to cheese ourselves any Shadow Demon larva. Nice kill there. Let's see, can we drop a heal on anybody? Yeah, this Harvester needs a little bit of health back. There we go. Use our Shadow Demon Lord to get the finish. Alright, very nice. Ooh, Basket of the Roadside Picnic. This is a strong, usable item that provides extra regeneration. You can take that. You know what? that's a good excuse here to then... We can get rid of this Jewel of Forgotten Revival and replace it with the Arm Cuff of the Spirit Slayer there once it arrives. So we've now replaced our regeneration with that, kind of. Alright, and this little guy can just kind of follow Crognash as well. Meanwhile, we'll send these units here basically just straight shot down, following Dominus, basically. There we go. Alright, now let's do our production here. Nundioth now has a Gladiator Pit. And we could do a Great Beast Lair and get Shadow Elf Manticore Riders, which would be pretty sweet. It's going to take 4 turns, however. Let's see if we were to do... We could do a Shadow Elf Phalanx. That'd be kind of sweet. Just trying to remember, is there anything fancy about this city in terms of... Nothing really in terms of structures that are going to be of benefit to me. We could do a Warbreed as well. Let's kind of see what they have. So we're going to have Lifesteal here, Regrowth. Nothing. Shadow Demon Slayer. That's a product of being a Shadow Elf. Kind of neat looking, though. I like the coloration there. Let's see the Shadow Elf Phalanx here. Again, pretty wild color scheme. I like it. Inflict crippling wounds. And... yeah. Nothing... I'm just kind of checking to see if there's anything really different about them. We might... you know what? Let's do it, though. Let's, yeah, we've already got almost every structure here. So, let's do a Phalanx. Be kind of fun to have one. Shadow Elf Phalanx, can kind of try it out. We were building a road with this unit, so let's continue doing that. Build it straight to our throne. There we go. Okay, and we had this unit doing some scouting for us, and unfortunately this is a dead end up here. So now we're going to have to head over this way and see if this is also a dead end. Looks like it may actually be that way. Right, these two were just hanging out guarding this city, kind of. This little guy we had was going to head down and grab control of this city for us, which was undefended. So now we got ourselves another High Elf city, which sadly, well, sadly for the High Elves, we're going to be migrating over to Shadow Elves, as we've basically decided to make the High Elves not happy with us for this playthrough. We'll keep our Bone Dragon pursuing Dominus' stack, as that's where we're going to add him in. This little group here, we were going to use them to try and clear out this structure. Might want to add maybe another unit to it, though, before I go about doing that. Yeah, Srock, we're working on the Stables of Vigor. I mean, I could probably handle this battle without too much trouble. Yeah, let's just do it in auto combat. Yeah, we won it without too much issue. Sort of figured we'd be okay. And then, yeah, we could go clear out this, but we're not quite strong enough for that, as we've got quite a few units. I mean, I think we'd be all right, but, again, maybe not worth the risk just yet, so let's kind of just waltz on down that way. Now, over to Urkan. Urkan, I would like to... Well, first of all, I want to find out what's in this city here. All my other scout units have kind of moved. Yeah. Now, I think I was sending Urkan an item to give him Dominate, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe, or I was building that in Lyrian, I think. Yeah, that's got 1 turn still, so might want to wait with Urkan to take these battles on, because I could try and get control of this Stone Giant here, which would be really, really nice. Yeah, let's kind of bypass that for now. Okay, it looks like this might be a Dwarven city. Yeah, I think that's a Dwarven city. We'll just kind of keep moving this way, I guess. That'll do it for our turn here. We'll make contact with that city next turn. Okay. So the big trick here is going to be finding out if this is in fact an independent city or not. I don't think it is. I have a suspicion that this belongs to one of my 3 remaining opponents. So we're going to try and find that out here and figure out which one it is, if it is indeed owned by one of my opponents. And then maybe we'll encounter somebody down here as well. With this stack, I am probably going to have to... Ooh, and look at this. Oh my, we are being attacked in Carbanock. Wow, okay, that has not happened yet. We haven't had units attacking Carbanock really at all. So this is wild. I'm not sure where they've come from. Let's see if we can drag this battle out. Fortunately, these units have pretty solid movement ability, and we have a ranged attack on the Spirit Elemental, which makes me think, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to hang on to the city here. Boy, this was a big surprise. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to outrun the inevitable here. That Spirit Elemental is going to be able to hit me with a ranged attack. Not to mention, I believe that Air Elemental has, yeah, it has phase, so fortunately it's all done but the Cryon here. Yeah, there it is. They're putting up a decent fight, I'll say that. But I think it's all over here. Yeah, there it is. So, woof, we got to muster a force here to reclaim Carbanock, as that's, again, a key production city for us. So maybe these units that we were sending up north here, we got to bring everybody back. Also, I got to watch out. I don't want my throne city being taken. Okay, so yeah, let's turn this unit around here. We got to... Operation Reclaim the Carbanock is going to have to initiate here. And we're producing a palace in Hrim, so I don't want to disrupt that, because we're almost done. Okay, let's see what all happened here. A lot of things have happened. So we did finish Advanced Logistics, which is excellent, as now that means our units are going to be able to move more quickly, or I should say more efficiently along the road. Yeah, Carbanock, obviously domain invasion. Hininia's Bone Wyvern is now hatched, which we're going to throw on there. So we have Flying and Inflict Brain Rot. So I think we can sell this off. The only unfortunate thing is now we don't have 100% Blight Protection, which is a bit of a shame. We do have some epic leg gear that also has arrived for Hininia, so we'll take away that. Sandals of Flight we can probably just sell off. I think everybody else has leg gear of some kind. I'm just jumping around. Friendly Beggar's Shoes really aren't providing that much benefit, however, but we have these Slacks of Sorcery that are coming to Dominus, so... yeah, we can sell these off. I think I'd rather have the Flight than full Blight Protection, however, so... kind of worth... I think it's worth that trade-off. Now with Hininia here, we can actually grab those haste berries and keep exploring up here. We could go and clear out this Eldritch Pit, or we could head for this Forbidden Sanctum. And we can also grab whatever's in this item rack here. So let's just make sure what items arrived here. So we had an item arrived for Dominus. This is really nice for him. Raised Corpse now he's going to have he has to trade off the melee damage that he got from his other weapon, but he's now going to be able to use Raised Corpse, which is fantastic, as he is kind of works well being an undead sort of leader, as he's got the Control Undead ability. He's undead himself. He has Heal Undead and Nourishing Meal. So it actually synergizes pretty well that he now has that ability as well. Yeah, and Friendly Beggar's Shoes we're going to be replacing as soon as these Slacks of Sorcery get there. Let's see what else has arrived here. So we now have this mount here, which I think we're going to get rid of, as frankly I think the Frost Wyvern with its flying is going to be more beneficial. Although the Bleak Warg is a very good mount. Definitely not in any way a bad mount. Overwhelm, Night Vision, Arctic Concealment, Frost Protection. Pretty solid all around. But I think we'll sell that off. Again, I really do like the flying mounts. I think that they... And then again, that was the Claws of the Prowler there showing up for Heninia. I do like the flying mounts. I think they make a really big difference. So I think we're going to just not worry about this unless there's a... Doesn't look like we're going to have a city in this area. So I think what I'm instead going to do is we're going to clear out the item rack here. No mercy. I'm going to do this manually so I can maybe try and grab control of one of these units. And what I'm hoping happens here... Oh, actually, Heninia is now level 11. So we'll be able to... I don't think I have Divine Justice... Yeah, I'm going to now, when this battle's over, I'm going to give my units Divine Justicars such that the whole stack will have Resurgence. So that'll make it much easier if we want to go and try out that... that Forbidden Sanctum battle once this is over. So in the meantime, we'll just kind of take care of this battle here. Alright, so hopefully they come at me now. Yeah, there we go. Boy, that fire damage is nasty with that conjunction going on. Okay. So let's finish off these Bond Huntress here. Very, very nice. Do some decent damage to these Mystics. There we go. And now, I think what I'll do is move up like this, and I will try and do some decent damage here to these Tigran Cheetah. There we go, and then we can get the kill with our Priests. And then we can actually charge in with our Phalanx here. Just go straight for that Bond Huntress. Do some pretty major damage. And then we can step up with our Phalanx here. And I'm actually going to take that attack of opportunity so that I can sit in defense mode. I suspect they're going to take a step back and then attack me, but hopefully this will at least allow me to maybe tie one of them up, since I'm now sitting next to both of them. There's a Werepanther transformation. Yeah, so they did... I figured both of them would do that. Not really surprised. Ooh, not quite the kill. That's unfortunate. I was hoping we'd get that finish. However, we can just do that. Now I can move Heninia over and drop a nice big heal here. I was going to go for a conversion, but I'd rather just make sure my units are nice and healed up here in preparation for what's going to be a fairly nasty next battle here, I think. Get the kill there. A little bit of lifesteal. A little more lifesteal. Very nice. All right, we're in good shape. And I didn't notice here, but yeah, Heninia has leveled up. Ooh, and look at this. Golden Blade of the Master Assassin. Mythical weapon item. You get Backstab, Inflict Severely Poisoned, Assassin Strike, Inflict Bleeding Wounds, +1 melee damage, physical, +1 blight melee damage as well. And then you also get Shin Guard of Hapless. Shin Guards of the Hapless. You get Shock Weakness, but you get +2 defense and 40% frost protection. I'm going to take this mostly for that melee weapon, which, I mean, that's pretty awesome. We're going to replace what was a pretty good weapon here in this sharp lightning edge. I am going to, I think, sell off these Shin Guards because I don't like that they give you that weakness. Now, as for this weapon, I think we'll sell that off too. Everybody else already has at least a semi-decent weapon here. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what everybody else has, so I think we will sell this off just for that extra gold. Okay, so now let's do Heninia's level up here before we forget about it. Okay, so first things first, big thing we want is Divine Justicars. Now our whole stack has Resurgence, which is excellent. Very, very good. And I think that's going to do it for that. So now let's go see what's in this Forbidden Sanctum here if we want to... Oh my goodness, that is very well defended here. We've got ourselves an Archangel, Shrine of Smiting, and then we've got an Evangelist, an Exalted, and a Crusader. And they're going to have Max Bless, meaning that all the units are going to have +2 defense, +2 resistance, and +300 morale. Wow. Yikes, that's going to be a pretty tall order for a battle here. I think we could do it, but boy, that's going to be pretty nasty. You know what though? Let's go for it, because if we can clear this out, we're going to get hopefully some pretty sweet rewards out of this deal. And with Divine Justicars, I really just have to make sure that Hininia doesn't die. And as long as Hininia doesn't die, we're fine. Of course, famous last words, right? We'll see how this goes. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to handle this. In terms of spells, we really don't have a ton that's going to be of use. Divine Protection probably is going to be our best bet for spells in this one. Just providing extra resistance for our units potentially would be good. I think what we'll do, though, is we'll start with a Touch of Faith here. And we'll throw that on probably one of our pikemen who's going to have to run up there and put some work in. So we'll move Hininia here. We'll do that. And then we're going to charge right in here. Go ham on them as best we can. There we go. Same story over here. We're going to send this Phalanx in with a war cry. There we go. Now, one thing to remember, this Archangel, I believe, has... I think it has an ability that it comes back from the dead. Oh, no. Okay, it just has Resurgence. I thought it had something kind of similar to the Fallen Angel, whereby it has, like, Undying, but it just has Resurgence, I guess. Okay. So I don't have to worry. Once I kill it off, it should be dead and stay dead, I think. Oh, boy, we barely do any damage. That's not so good. You know what? Let's try... Oh, and we can't curse... Oh, yeah, we can. Let's try and curse the Archangel. I should have done that first, but at least now it has a little bit less movement. Meanwhile, we'll send this Phalanx up like that. Now, as long as they don't try and bypass and kill off Hininia, we should be okay. Oh, we got converted. Oh, my. That's going to be a real problem for us now. And that was the Evangelist who did the converting. Boy, oh boy, this isn't good. Okay, well, do we have break control? I don't know if we do. No, we don't. Yeah. Right now, I wonder, can we try for a convert on our own converted unit? Don't think so. Alright, well, let's use this Phalanx to kill this one off, that Exalted. There we go. So at least one Exalted's down. Go after the Shrine of Smiting here with some big damage. That was fantastic. Yeah, and our Phalanx there are going to be an issue for us. Do some more damage to that Archangel. Let's sprint, and maybe we'll head around the side here. Yeah, we're not really going to be able to get to that unit very easily, unfortunately. You know what we'll do? We'll throw... I'm just seeing what else we've got. We could try a Smite, I guess. It's not really going to be that useful, as a lot of these units have resistance to Spirit. Let's try it on the Evangelist, at least. Perhaps. But before we do that, though, let's step Hininia back a little bit, just so she's protected a bit more, being a bit further back. We'll try Smite on the Evangelist. Ooh, and we actually got the high damage roll. That's fantastic. Still not enough to get the kill there, but... Because if we can kill off the Evangelist... Oh, and of course it just heals itself. If we can kill off the Evangelist, that's going to make this a lot easier. Boy, we're kind of in rough shape here. This isn't so good. So we really got to deal with that Phalanx up there. And we can kill this Shrine of Smiting, at least. So that's one down. Now, we can go after the Evangelist here, which I'm going to do. I think. There we go. And unfortunately, we already used our sprint back there. Hininia, on the other hand, is going to have to try to run away. So Hininia we can send over here. And then what I'm going to do with Hininia is try for another smite on the Evangelist here. Hopefully I get it. Ah, and it resisted. Dang it. Yeah, so our priest is going to die, and then I suspect the Archangel is going to be hunting down Hininia, probably. But what I'm going to try to do is get that Phalanx back. Oh my goodness. We are just taking all kinds of damage. I think we're going to be okay, though. We just got to really gotta kill. We have to kill off this Evangelist. That's pretty much non-negotiable. So let's do that. There we go. Okay. So now that should have freed up. Yeah, so now this Phalanx is back under our control. Blinded, blessed, and severely poisoned currently. Let's move over like this and just hang out maybe in defense mode, I think. Fortunately, this unit also has healing, which, not so great. So let's do that. Meanwhile, here we can go after the Shrine of Smiting at least. And then our mounted archers can blast these Crusaders for some damage. Boy, we're having to pull out pretty much all the stops here. As for Heninia, I suppose we could come in and try and help out with this Archangel. My concern is that if she gets into melee with the Archangel, it's going to be ugly. So I don't really want to do that necessarily. Although, if I come in with a Assassin's Strike and then turn around and do some damage there, I don't think that's going to be enough to get the kill, frankly. And I really don't want to risk Heninia if I can avoid it. Oh, geez, this is a tough one. Again, though, this unit's probably going to... I think it's going to be able to handle it. Yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm not as concerned. So what I'll do is I'll fly Heninia over here like this. I might even just drop a heal on herself there. Ooh, boy, this turned into a much trickier battle than I was anticipating. Oh, and look at that. Now we're in real rough shape here. So, really, we've just got the one unit left. I'm going to need Heninia in there, I think, because otherwise we're going to lose here. Alternatively, I suppose I could send Heninia up like this. And do I have some kind of... let's see, do I have a decent shot here? Because I need to kill off that Crusader. The Phalanx is going to go toe-to-toe with the Archangel and probably... Maybe we'll... You know what? We're going to start casting some of our other spells. I should have done this a while ago. I kind of forgot. I was thinking about using Heninia's spells and not my own. Oh, you know what? It was a mistake. I should have sent Heninia in to help out with that Archangel. That was a blunder on my part. Now, Lion's Courage, perhaps? That would give plus 5 melee strength, overwhelm, and strong will. I think that would really help quite a bit. Just seeing if there's anything else that maybe would work. Last Stand would have been useful earlier, but we're going to do Lion's Courage here. It doesn't really make that much of a difference, although we are now more resistant to the spirit damage that's going to be coming at us. I was hoping we'd get a high roll there and maybe have a chance to... Ooh, you know what? Maybe we can get in there and get the kill with one of our ranged attacks here. Not quite. What about Poison Spit, maybe? Yes, okay. Oh, fantastic. Okay. Now we at least have a chance here. Oof. Heninia took some damage there. Okay, let's go after the Shrine of Smiting here. Ooh, and I should have used Warcry. That was a mistake. And then we can... Let's just finish this unit off here. Let's make sure we get the kill. We'll use our darts here. Okay. Now, I suspect this unit may get killed. Okay, we survived, thank goodness. Yeah, we're going to get the kill, so we'll fly Heninia over. Do a nice heal here. Boy, that was a rough battle, and I made some mistakes there, but thankfully, we pulled through. I did have to use some spells, but that's okay. And again, that Divine Justicars has really bailed us out there, so we didn't lose anybody thanks to that. And we got ourselves Shock Missile, some extra casting points, and a huge amount of mana. Boy, oh boy. Shock Missile will be nice, though, as we now have a nice big damage-dealing spell that does shock damage. That'll be sweet. I'm going to take that. And then we'll continue with Heninia up this way, I think. Yeah, I'm really trying to find a way up now above ground to the surface here. Again, she can jump up and start helping Dominus in this area over here. So let's go back. Underground. Yeah, so that takes care of Haninia pretty much. Oh boy, we had so many things happen. This is awesome. High Elves are now super unhappy with us, obviously, as we've migrated another one of their cities. That being here, the city of Avernos. Avernos here, we can... Just looking at our gold income. Maybe we'll do a siege workshop. Just so it can start kind of producing things a little bit more quickly. We did our level up with Haninia. We can summon a Bone Dragon, so let's go back up and maybe think about doing that. Now, of course, we want our Bone Dragon to have the benefit of Embrace Darkness, so we'll do it here. And then what we'll do is we'll basically just start our Bone Dragon trying to get over here as quick as possible, up to the front lines, basically. Crognash, on the other hand, we can send over here to grab these production resources. And I think we can do this one in auto combat. Yeah, no problem there. Ooh, and we can either get a Tenebrious Citadel or a Storm Tower. Well, I'm going to be doing a Tenebrious Citadel, as that is more expensive and provides a lot of benefits for us there. So now we can actually produce a Shadow Elf Umbral Weaver Charioteer, which is a tier 3 support unit that has some pretty neat abilities. So if we look at them here, Shadow Burst is basically kind of like using Wing Beat if you're the Halfling Eagle Riders, where it performs a physical attack that can't be retaliated against on the frontal 3 enemy units. So that's pretty cool. Invoke Darkness plunges a 5 hex area of the battlefield into darkness, deals 2 frost and 2 physical to all units except Shadow Elves and Lightning Sprites, and has a chance of blinding them. So that's pretty neat. Have Lifesteal, obviously, if we produce it because of the Embrace Darkness. Inflict Mark by Shadows. Melee and ranged attacks can inflict Mark by Shadows, causing them to suffer an additional +3 shock damage from units with Exploit Shadows, similar to sort of the Despair and Exploit Despair mechanic. Inflict Blinded, obviously, that's pretty useful. Inflict Chilling. Shadow Artifact. Adjacent enemy units that are vulnerable to Shadow Sickness suffer from -1 defense, -1 resistance, and -1 damage, so that's really nice if you get into melee combat. And then, yeah, all the benefits thanks to Thoroughbred Mounts is really good for this. Obviously, that's going to be powerful thanks to the extra hit points there. Yeah, all around, pretty solid unit. Let's just look at the level ups here. So nothing too crazy, except for at Elite we get Pass Wall, which is also really, really good. Boy, these are decent units. And the nice thing, too, now is that all our produced units get an extra... You can see here, get an extra medal, so that's really good. And here we got ourselves that Phalanx, so let's try and get him involved here. And what else happened? We finished our research. We did produce Dominating Crest, which I want to send to Urkan, I think. Yeah, so there, that's sending off to him. And we've got some more units that are produced here, so I'm just going to start sending that one over. Yeah, we did our Phalanx up there. Have another Manticore Rider, always a good thing. And you know what? We're actually going to send this Manticore Rider over to help reclaim Carbonok, because obviously that's a bit of an issue at the moment. Meanwhile, these ones here can... These units here can join up with this stack up here, and we can engage this battle in auto combat. Take care of that. Got ourselves a boar. I'll take that just so that I can use it as basically like a scout of some kind here. Might even just go right up the water here, although we're going to hit mountains, but we can still go up that way. Our little dwarf here, let's go make contact with these dwarves. Okay, so they're hostile to me. That's actually good, as that means I can send Urkan back up and actually just take the city out. Or take the city over, I should say. So let's do that. Meanwhile, this little guy can... Maybe he can come join in, why not? So we'll use Urkan to initiate the battle. And we're going to do this one in auto combat, because we should be able to win without any trouble. There we go. Very, very nice. So now we have ourselves the city of Moldan, which is a dwarven city. We're going to absorb it as I haven't really made dwarves upset with me in this playthrough, and I don't want to start now. Alright, so we already did Haninia's movement here. She's already done. So now let's think about our other underground unit, which would be Trugruk. We want Trugruk to head up and maybe try out that Forbidden Sanctum as well. After seeing how Haninia did, though, we'll have to decide. That was pretty tough. And we don't quite have the same kind of level of units here. I mean, they're all very, very strong, but Tier 3, Tier 3, Tier 3, Tier 2, and a Tier 1. We'll have to see. They are a little bit more experienced than Haninia's stack. Alright. We can cast another spell here. We do have some choices to make in this regard, so maybe I'll wait to do that. Maybe I'll end the episode with kind of casting a spell, or casting a series of spells. Now, the big question is, if we go up this way... Nice, okay, we can actually... Oh, and it does connect. Fantastic. We might actually be able to use this unit, this stack of units here to head up and maybe reclaim our lost Shadow Elf city up there. So we're gonna just keep on moving north here and see what we can accomplish with that stack. Meanwhile, this unit here, we want to just see. It looks like this also is a dead end here, so bit of a bummer. Back to the surface here. Already moved this little guy. And we can actually do the next battle over here for this inn, I guess. And then I'd like to maybe get these units mobilized so that we can start adding them into kind of the forces going towards our opponents here. Let's group up like this. And we'll engage this battle just to clear this out. Do that one in auto combat. Fantastic. That's cleared out. Now, can we buy anybody good? Nothing too incredible. I mean, a Griffin Rider would be okay, but we now have all these Manticore Riders, so not really that necessary. Let's send this little guy over to be a gain of additional scout. Gotta just keep moving here so we can see what's going on. Okay. I think I'm going to send this one up this way. And now we can... Actually, I was building up like my own little stack here, but I think it might actually be better off... Hang on, let's... What was in the Shadow Realm through here? Oh, right, we had this Draconian city. I almost forgot about that. You know what? We might actually want to go in and try and reclaim that. So maybe we'll do that. And then once we're in the Shadow Realm, we can try and head maybe to the west over here and see if we can encounter some of our opponents that way in the Shadow Realm. I was going to send this unit up and around on the surface, but I think it would actually make more sense to go back through the Shadow Gate, try and reclaim that lost city of ours. We've got 3 Manticore Riders, a Phalanx, and a couple of Knights. So we'll just kind of send that stack through. Alright, with Dominus here, we can... Maybe this would be a good battle to maybe end the episode kind of on. Let's try this undead battle here. Kind of group ourselves up a little bit, make this a touch easier for us. Now, we're going to try and use Control Undead on that Wraith King, I think. So kind of a repeat of that last battle where we had that stack that was attacking us. Alright, so we can blast with our bombards here a little bit. Very nice. And then we can step up here and do some damage. Get the kill, very good. Big Beetle is in kind of rough shape here, as you see. So it would be nice to pop a Nourishing Meal on there. Meanwhile, our Blight Elemental can step up, throw a Weaken on the Wraith King there. I think what I'll maybe do is send my Flyer in just to kind of provide a little bit of protection for those Bombards. And then our Big Beetle here can maybe kind of do the same. charge over like that. Our ogre can maybe go up here and kind of protect a little bit. Although I suspect we're going to get hit by the blast here from the bone dragon, the gas breath. Yeah, there it is. Ouch. Unfortunately, I think that Wraith King might be out of my range here for Dominus. Yeah, I may have to try and settle for just a standard Wraith, actually. What are our odds? 56%. Yeah, because I don't really want to lose units over there if I don't have to. So I think what we'll do instead is I should have probably sent Dominus over there earlier. Let's just try for this Wraith. All right, we got it. Fantastic. We can kill off the Lost Soul here. Excellent. And then we can move over here and flank the Bone Dragon a little bit. And then we can light up this Wraith King with a nice flanking attack here. Very nice. And that allows us to step off here a little bit with our Bombard. Do some damage like that. And then we can step over this Bombard. Do some damage here. Very nice. And then with our... Now the question is, how do I want to deal with the Bone Dragon? I think what I'll do is I'll step in like this with my Ogres and get the kill there. Meanwhile, I'll send my Flyer over like this, flank the Bone Dragon, do some big damage there. Our Wraith is in good shape. So now it's just going to be a matter of finishing off that Bone Dragon. Now the Bone Dragon may start lighting up my units in there. Yeah, there we go. Taking some big damage. Thankfully, we were able to kind of tank it and survive. Kill off that Lost Soul there. Now, who needs some healing? Because some of our units really took quite a bit of a beating. Fortunately, I can't quite get to them, so instead we'll heal up our Light Elemental there. Naga Guardian, we'll use Slip Away just for some extra health, because why not? And then we can get the finish with our Flyer here. Excellent. Alright, so that takes care of those undead. They won't be bothering us anymore. Cudgel of Crippling Disease. +2 Blight melee strength and a chance to inflict enabling fever. Rusty Disc of Defense. I think we'll just sell that. We've already got pretty solid melee weapons. And now we've got ourselves a Wraith, which is good. So, yeah, and then I think we'll just continue moving this way. So, yeah, okay, I guess I thought this belonged to one of my opponents, but it looks like this is actually probably just an independent city here. Bit of a disappointment there, but that's okay. We're just going to have to keep on moving, keep on looking. We will find them eventually. And let's see, what is this? Wicked Flames of... Ooh, and you end up with Explosive Death. I don't really need the benefit necessarily all that much. Well, we'll deal with this later. This will probably be the end right here of the episode. So let's decide, though, what we want to cast, because we do have some options here to cast a few spells. We could use Authority of the Sword, and I've been thinking about doing this for a while. We could also throw an Embrace Darkness on another frontier city. Like perhaps down here now we could start summoning Bone Dragons in Lilac or something. But I think with our city up here, we're in a pretty good position to start summoning Bone Dragons there. So let's do Authority of the Sword. This is going to expand the domain of one of our cities here. Actually, before we start casting it, let's just jump around and see if any of our cities would really benefit from it. In terms of kind of adding something that isn't in their domain that would really be of benefit to the city. What about Lyrian? No. How about Toldran? Would Toldran kind of benefit if we boosted it a little bit more? We would get a Corrupted Farm, I suppose. Yeah, we're about as maxed out as we can be here. So... yeah, we need to get Carbonok back. Oh my goodness. Anyway, maybe we'll think about this. We'll abort this one. We'll think about that, and we'll cast a spell next episode. We'll just zoom out here. So again, we're really pressing west, and we're still not encountering them. So I'm going to need to really up my efforts. Again, I'm suspecting that at least one of my opponents is in the Shadow Realm, but we'll have to see. So we will call this one an episode right here. This will be episode 22. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.